All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 836. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a good one tonight. We got free content. What are we doing tonight, Brandy?
Oh, stocks versus bonds.
Stocks versus bonds. All right, stocks and bonds, stocks and bonds.
Yep. Bonds.
It is on every exam. It goes into your career. And then you know what? It's good financial understanding just for your own personal good, I feel like.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you guys should know this.
I'm just the secretary around here. You know, you guys all know I'm not fingerprinted. All I can do is write on a notepad and hand it off to the boss. So, all right, everybody. Speaking of which, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that answers all the phone calls, text messages, and write on those little stickies for Brandy to read later. But you're not here for my sticky note taken. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice. And tonight we are going to be doing some free content Wednesday, stocks and bonds. It's going to be fun. It's just a little taste of what we do for our members. It's like going into C's Candy and getting that free truffle.
Yep.
If you want more, you got to buy the box. So, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll get you through the night. But you know what? More importantly, I just want to say congratulations to you guys for just being here, just being consistent, being on, just doing what you got to do. So that way you can put in the work to get these pass notices. Just like a 6-pack abs, these things are earned. They're not just given away. You know, it's like when you see somebody with a license, it means something because then you know they had to study, they had to learn this stuff, they had to pass these exams, and they know a thing or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. No one ever said, well, at least I don't say it. And Brandy doesn't say it's easy. It's not easy. If it was easy, it'd be worthless. And then who wants that? Right? Don't we want things of value? I do. If I'm going to put my time into something, I don't want it to be worthless at the end. You know what I mean? So it makes it all worth it that it's not easy. It is, don't take away the value of something because, you're just devaluing your time, your energy, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Your time is special and you got to protect it and you got to invest it wisely. It's the most important thing you can invest in. And I could say that without a prospectus.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, cool. I'm just the secretary over here. I can't give any financial advice,
No, you're not mentioning specific securities. You're all good.
I'm just talking about time. And I'm not talking about Morris Day in the time. I'm talking about time.
Did you just say that?
Yeah. Some people know what I'm talking about. It's a solid reference, I feel.
It is.
It's good music too.
Yeah.
By the way, off topic. Did you see that they're gonna do Purple Rain the musical?
Yes.
I think that's gonna suck.
I don't know. I've heard some of these musicals are not bad, but you gotta
It's not gonna have Prince. It's not gonna have Morris Day in the time. Sorry.
It's a cheese factor.
The plot wasn't that good. All right. Anyways, it was the music that was the great. All right. So let's move on. Let's get on to the content. Let's get on to that before I get myself into trouble and people start fighting over stuff over in here. You can't mention things likes and dislikes these days.
Well,
you got to be careful.
True.
We all like the same thing, or we just going to be at odds, right? We all have to like the same thing these days.
I'm just going to share my screen. And...
Do you know why? You know what you got to do?
What?
You got to remove yourself from all that social media and you got to put yourself in the Kona Discord. Get yourself onto the community where you can get some studies, get some PMA, and you know what? Everybody's on the same wavelength over there.
Sure.
So if you want to get into a community of studiers where you can message Brandy direct, get those content, ask questions. I feel bad because someone messaged me on Patreon. Mm-hmm. They literally copied a question. Like they typed out the question. They actually did the whole tabs and and centered it all up and everything so it looked like a question. And then I was like, I can't answer that. You got to go to Discord. I felt bad because I was like all the time and effort. I might have you answer it anyway.
Oh, I can.
Because it was a lot of effort for that person to type it out. I'm all, on the Discord, all you got to do is take a screenshot, post it up on there. And guess what? Brandy can help answer it out. You don't even have to type it out. You don't even have to be good at typing. It was designed for people like me who can't really type that well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some people can type 1,000 words a minute, not me. It'll be 1,000 days before you wait that. Anyways, self-study guide. We got a self-study program, and we have the Kona Academy, a guided program. We got both of those going on. We're going on day 3 tomorrow. Guys, we got something for everyone. So if you are a person who wants something on independently, or you got something you want guided where you go to a class, we have all that. Just scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat. You get our brand new or you can get our brand new study guide for the SIE. Guys, it has videos in it. If you leave it in the ebook form, it has the video explanations in it. So you just like going through the study guide, you're like, I don't know what that means. Oh, look, there's a video. You click it, bam, you got a nice little short video, 15, 20-minute, maybe 20-minute longest, I think.
Yeah.
And bam, you're in it. You're learning. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, go get yourself a copy.
That's right.
Scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat. The 6 and the 63 will be out soon. 26, 65. Hey, I got 65 news. If you're going to join our program for the Series 65, we got a brand new study plan dropping Monday. We got new videos for the Series 65ers. We're going to crank that thing up, get financial advisors, more financial advisors than we did last year. We keep doubling everything we do every year since we started the 65 program. What, in 2022? Yeah, 22 we started the 65 program, and we just keep doubling the number of people who get it done. And Series 7.
That's
So
right.
yeah, we got all that going on. So reach out, let us know if we can help you out with your studying. And like I said, we got all that going on. Scan the QR code, hit the links. We got the phone number in there as well, but here it is on the screen, 951-290-3077. You can call or text me and I'll get back to you. All right, we got a reminder for tomorrow. It's the same as yesterday. It's the same as the day before.
It is, yes.
But the SIE, the 6 and the 63, Kona Academy, the fun starts at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, and then we end at about 1 p.m. Pacific for the Series 63. Brandy, I already put out the reminder on Patreon, what we're already studying, what you can go ahead and read ahead if you want and look up that stuff in the book. All that's already in your email box. Make sure to pay attention to that Zoom code. It's special just for this academy, just for you guys in those 2 tiers. So make sure that you pay attention what Zoom that is on there. We'll be lining that up like a good haircut. All right. What do we got next?
I have the picture you posted.
Oh, all right, everybody. So we talked about him yesterday. I did post it up, but here Brandy's just going to go ahead and let you see his picture because I still haven't gotten permission for the social media to put it on there.
Oh,
just so you know.
Oh, then I could not.
Nah, we'll just let him show the picture of him holding it up. All right, everybody. Like we talked about him last night, we added another one to the Kona Hall of Fame because we got to pass it. We want to show you the picture of him holding his pass notice. Congratulations once more to Glaston passing that Series 6.
Yes.
Did you see I put a new badge on him now?
Yes.
Where? The Kona 21 day.
Up on the right.
That's what I thought. You didn't see it.
I did.
Kona 21 day. So when we have pastors from the academy, I'm going to put that badge on there so we all see, so people know which program they use to pass.
Can I zoom in real quick?
I know.
Look at that, guys.
Got his KonaButterflyz gear on.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
See, when you wear the t-shirt, you get the pass. I'm just saying, they know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get that swagger going on when you wear the Kona swag. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Available in the store. Scan the QR code, hit the link in the chat. Right. All right. You ready to get this thing going? Yeah. All right, let's go. Hard hitting Wednesday. Let's get this question going. I need to create new 2024. I need to create new graphics for this thing. It is free content Wednesday, hard hitting Wednesday. These are the topics that we go over that people struggle with. These are the ones that apply to all exams.
Yes.
All studiers, all levels. It doesn't matter where you're at in your studying. This is just information that'll help you out on all the exams. Mm-hmm. So, Brandy,
yeah,
get to it.
Yeah, guys, we're going to use keywords and we're going to talk about stocks versus bonds. Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm on the Series 6. I'm studying my Series 7. I'm studying my Series 65 or 66. I know the differences between stocks and bonds. I know. But sometimes there's little connections that we don't remember when we're on these other exams. Does that make sense? And so that's why this is very helpful for everybody at every level, no matter what test you're studying for. It's a great refresher. Okay, you ready? Plus, guys, the way I see it, is that if you just pass the SIE and you do your products and risks, right? Which is teaching you about stocks and bonds, you get to the Series 6 and guess what? You have a refresher before we start talking about mutual funds. When you're on your Series 7, it dives deep into stocks and bonds.
Got it.
See? So anyways, it helps. All right. So let's talk about equities first. Let's talk about those stocks first, right?
Yeah.
So equity, that sounds like ownership, right?
It's very equitable.
Right. It's ownership. Okay. So what happens is when you are a shareholder, you are actually part owner.
Yeah, basically a company is trying to raise capital for the business, right? And they sell parts of their business so that way they can raise that money by having you buy into it.
Exactly.
You're all, here's a little taste, here's a little piece. Here, we'll sell it to you. And then guess what? When we do good, you do good.
Yes.
When we do bad, we do bad together.
Right. Right. Because they're gonna share in profits, right? But guys, one thing I want you to note is that
There's different levels.
yes, but also you guys have when you guys buy a stock in a company, you have limited liability.
That's true. So like I don't know if I want to name a company, but you know, there's certain companies out there like Johnson and Johnson, they found out the baby powder wasn't so good
Mhm.
for you.
Mhm.
It was creating some issues.
Right.
Luckily, those shareholders, all, you know, people who bought stock in it had limited liability because guess what? There's a lot of lawsuits they had to pay out.
Yeah. So both in lawsuits, but also guys, you can't lose more than what you invested.
That's awesome.
Right? So if you invest a couple $100, the company fails, worst case scenario, you're going to lose your $200. Worst case scenario.
Right.
Does that make sense, guys? So, and then, yeah, and Andy's right. If that company gets sued, you're not liable for that. If that company goes in debt and they go bankrupt, you're not liable for any of that. The CEO does something crazy, you're not liable for that. The worst that can happen is that you lose your investment. That's it.
That's a nice trade-off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because if you were not a limited, you know, you'd be liable for all of that.
Yeah.
And who needs that? I better be in a meeting or two if I'm going to get part of that liability, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And you get a share in profits, right? So they're profitable, they're going to share in profits, and you guys know how they share profits? Dividends.
That's right.
Dividends. It pays dividends. Guys, have you ever heard of that saying, whether they're talking about stock or not? It pays dividends. Invest in yourself. Pays the best dividends.
Yeah, get your securities license. It pays in.
Pays in dividends. But no, seriously, like that's your share in profits.
That's an
right?
analogy, by the way. It doesn't really pay you in dividends.
No, pays you in other ways. But it's the share in profits, right?
Right.
Profits, dividends. Okay. And these get paid out quarterly, right? Have you guys ever heard? Oh, by the way, if you guys are studying for your securities license, you guys should follow business news. I'm not saying you guys have to be up on your local news channels. I don't think that's I don't think that's healthy for anybody, to be honest. But you guys should be using your social media for good. Follow the Wall Street Journal. Follow Forbes magazine. Follow Business Week, right? Follow those types of companies that deal with business news because those connections that you're seeing in your news is going to help you in this industry. I got blindsided one time early in my career where I got asked, "So hey, how about that market today?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's awesome, huh?" And he's like, um down like 5%. And I was like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Brandy's not smooth like me and being like, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I meant sarcastically.
No, I'm not. So, but you see what I'm saying, guys? So you should know stuff. You guys should be up on that type of stuff. I'm not saying that dive deep, just be up on that stuff, right?
By the way, I know there's some people that are just like quarterly. Do you all know how many quarters are in a year? The same as the same amount in a dollar. There's a lot of people that don't know how many quarters are in a year.
That's true.
I know it's crazy. Do anybody know how many days are in a quarter? or right? Is that how you say it? 90 days.
Yeah.
Nobody's saying anything. I'm all they didn't know that.
Right? 90 days, right? And then
I know that
it's
sometimes these things are so basic and rudimentary, but you know what? Sometimes I don't like it when people teach and then they assume you know everything, right? Like you all supposed to know that.
and Andy's right, because sometimes we're going to be so used to saying dividends paid quarterly that it might say your every 90 days or 4 times a year. In fact, I just answered a question on the Series 6 message board that said that you had to assume that it was 4 times a year.
Right.
So,
And I know that comes up on the quizzes and the tests that you're supposed to know that. So there you go.
exactly. So thank you for that. Okay.
You're welcome.
So we have 2 types of stock that we learn about.
Ask the questions of the common man.
So we have 2 types of stock. Okay. We have common stock and we have preferred stock. Common stock is the most common,
The easy way to remember that.
right? It's the most
Stock, common.
right? It's the most common,
It's one of those words like Benifer. They put two things together, right? Ben and Jennifer.
right?
This one's common and stock.
Exactly. So guys, this is used for growth, appreciation. I use this for my example all the time anyways. Inflation protection. I could say it a lot faster than I can write it. Inflation protection. It's paid sorry, hold on. That's the one I do last. The dividends vary, which means you're not going to get the same amount every quarter if you even get one, right? This has voting rights and it has preemptive rights. Preemptive rights, and it's paid last. You guys are going to see what gets paid first.
Did you see that Cece's on all the way in the East Coast, just like
Yep.
Tim, doing that 1 a.m. stretch?
Love it.
Thank you all who are on the East Coast joining us tonight. Appreciate you. Of course, I heard it's about to get cold, so they're like, this is all we got.
It's cold here.
No, they're getting real weather, not 60-degree weather, Brandy, and calling it cold.
Freezing all day. All right, preferred stock, guys. Preferred stock. We use this for income, but more specifically, we use this for equity income because it's stock, right? We use it for equity income. This has a fixed dividend that we can rely on. This is paid before common. That's it.
Well, it's preferred.
It's preferred.
It's like getting on the plane, right? Preferred seating gets on before just the commoners, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, there's like 6 different categories of preferred stock. We're not going to get into them tonight. There's like 6 different categories, but they all basically do the same thing. They just have some features built into them.
I mean, I get the point of loading everybody, after the preferred, but am I the only one who wishes they would do it backwards, like they would load up the back of the plane and then they load up the front
Yeah, because you're sitting in your chair and you're watching everybody walk by.
and they kick you? Some kids like jabbing you.
Right.
Yeah. Rather than just load it up from the rear all the way to the front. I mean, it's more efficient, but what do I know?
We don't work planes.
Nah, I don't.
All right. So guys, that's common stock, preferred stock. But there's another side of raising money that we are probably more familiar with, all of us. And that is
Why'd you look at me?
to get a loan.
Because I don't know. Oh, you stared at me.
I didn't.
It's like I felt like you were judging me.
No, what I mean by like, we're not corporations, right?
Oh,
So
got
how
it.
do we raise additional money? We get a loan, right?
Yeah.
If we get a loan, that's our debt, right?
Yeah, we don't have shares.
Hmm.
There's no shares of Kona yet.
There's no shares.
I
There's
said
no shares of Brandy. There's no shares of Brandy.
no, there's not.
Right? So we get a loan. That's the other way of raising money. That's debt. And guess what debt pays? Interest.
Mm.
The other thing about debt is that it's an obligation for the borrower.
Yeah, we don't need to tell you all that, right? If you guys have a credit card, you guys got student loan, whatever, you got to pay, you're obligated to pay that back, right? With interest.
Interest, right? Now, here's the thing about interest. See, we buy debt because we want the interest because that's our income. And this gets paid 6 months, every 6 months.
So what you're saying is when you're on the other side of it,
Mm-hmm.
you're buying up that debt because you want that interest payment because that's what's paying you every month.
Yes, because guys, that borrower, this was always so confusing to me when I was studying. The borrower is actually the corporation or or the US government or a municipality.
You know, the other day in history, in 1834 was the last time the government, our U.S. government, had zero debt. 1834.
So that means that if you're the bond holder, right? If you're the bondholder, also known as the investor, guess what? You act as the lender. Crazy, right?
So if I'm acting like the lender, then that's why I get the interest payment.
Yes. So, guys, when you own, I am going to use a real corporation name, one that we all know, Amazon. If you have an Amazon bond, that means Amazon is paying you interest because they borrowed money from you.
Right. Which does happen when they put up those tilt ups, right? When they make those fulfillment centers everywhere.
Right. Easy, right? To think about it that way.
They're not using their own money to do that.
Right. They are issued in $1,000 increments. So if they need to borrow $1 billion, just take $1 billion and divide it by 1,000. That's how many bondholders, bonds they issue, right? This $1,000, we know it as par value. See how that works?
And it's par value because that's where it's equal.
We're on par.
We're on par.
Par. We're at this line right here. We're on par. Right? Now, what time is it? Yeah, got a little bit extra time, right? So there are 3 different types. Okay. There's 3 different types. There's corporations, corporate debt, right?
Yeah.
There is municipality debt.
Yeah.
And then there's US government, right? Is that right? Yeah. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to add right here. It came into my head. Oh, this is paid before stockholders,
The debt
the debt.
before all stockholders,
Yes, before all stockholders. Because why?
even if I'm sitting in preferred.
Mm-hmm. Because guys, it's an obligation. You have to pay your debt first. So they're going to pay all their debt before they even start to pay their owners.
Yeah, because they don't have any money left over if the debt's all taken it all, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. The US government is our safest. Notice I did not say safe because all investments have risk. All investments have risk. So this is the safest, right? This is the safest. These are our T bills, our T note, and our T bonds.
And they're in that size.
Yep,
Small, medium, and large.
that is right. 1 year, 2 to 10, 10 plus. Municipalities, I don't care what any office says.
I wear a T-bond size.
Municipalities, these are federally tax exempt. That means if you need some tax savings on your income, you get a muni. That means look for those high tax brackets, guys. What's a high tax bracket? Any of them? I was kidding.
I don't know, around over 20, I would imagine.
Higher than about 28% is a high tax bracket. Most Americans are in the 22% tax bracket.
There you go.
Most
Is
Americans.
that what they call middle class?
Yes. So anything above a 28%, usually, guys, I'm not going to lie though, they will say your client is in a high tax bracket.
Yeah, they don't expect you to figure it out.
No. And then lastly, guys, corporations are just corporations. These are our rated, right? We have our ratings, right? These are great ones to invest in.
I think of them as restaurants.
Yes.
The top 3 are great restaurants that won't probably get me sick.
Yes. And anything below a triple B, Junk bonds.
You better get some Imodium.
That's right. This means that they have high risk. High risk means you're not getting your money back.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, that's it. That's it in a nutshell.
There you go. Look at that. For the price of your internet, we got all kinds of stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta learn some differences in all those. I hope it was simplistic. I hope it was very simple to understand some of these concepts. That's what I really hope that you guys got out of tonight. It's very basic concepts of how all this is tied together
The other thing I want to show you guys real quick.
and making these complicated words easy.
Notice one. First of all, I want you guys to notice. Look at the different colors I use. Different colors mean different ideas. Okay. But also look at the fact that I don't use full sentences because when I'm taking notes for myself, I don't need a full sentence. I don't need to have the grammar police looking over my work. I just need to make connections. Guys, that's what those arrows are. They're just connections.
I think some people take their notes way they write their notes like they're writing a novel.
Yes.
That your mind is in your brain, especially as we get older, right?
Yeah.
I only have so much storage going on up here. I got a lot of other things to remember.
Mhm.
Let's keep the notes short because that's what I can remember. You know what I mean? Maybe when I was younger, I could remember a laundry list of stuff, and I could spit it all out like my kids do, right? They like know all the lines from a movie as if they wrote it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that. I'm like, dude, I don't even have the time or the time of day to do that. I don't or remember it. Like, okay, well, but I'm just saying, same thing with your notes. Don't make it more difficult on yourself by making these crazy notes. And let's be honest, the crazier there are, the longer they are, the deeper and denser they are, you're probably not going to go back and read them.
No.
And at that point, why don't you just go back to the source and read the study guide anyway?
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's no longer a note. You just wrote the book.
Exactly.
So keep it short, keep it simple, and keep it easy for you to understand. And remember, you're the only one reading them. So however you do your notes, however you write them out, with as many curse words as you want, as many things that might be a little bit out of
Some doodles.
some doodles. Maybe kids shouldn't read exactly what you put in the margins. What does it matter? It's your notes.
It's your notes.
Do something fun with it.
Just be nice to
However you remember for yourself is the way that you need to do it. Whatever works best for you, that's the way to do it.
Yes.
And guess what? If it doesn't work, don't do that. I know it sounds so simple. Just don't do that. That's all. And some of y'all just don't be so stubborn to keep doing it the same way and thinking that you're going to get a different result. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be open-minded to change it up, try something new, try the different colors, just like Brandy does. All right, we have our academy going tomorrow. We will be back with another Studying Brew. We will be doing some content. We'll be doing some techniques. It's like we're tying up everything we did on the Studying Brew all in one night. We're going to do that tomorrow night on Thursday. We call it the Series 6 only because we go over 6 different exams and we do something for 6 different exams. So be here. Same time, same bat time, same bat channel. And again, guys, stay consistent. But most importantly, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you guys. Don't forget to practice keywords in your studying. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.
Yes.